WWDC 2025 just wrapped up, and while Apple didn't go full AI overload like some expected, it did go full Apple in the most Apple way possible. From redesigning core apps to building new features that feel awfully familiar, it was less innovation and more elimination. In true Sherlocking fashion, Apple once again took aim at third party apps, absorbing their best features and calling them native. So, what got replaced? What got killed? And which apps just got quietly buried by the Apple machine? Let's break down everything Apple tried to replace, kill, and copy at this year's WWDC. It's the end of an era. Apple just confirmed that macOS Tahoe 26 will be the last version to support Intel based Macs. Yes, the Intel Macs that were everywhere just 5 years ago are officially being shown the door. While it's not a huge shock, Apple Silicon has clearly taken over. It still feels like a pretty major goodbye. So long, Intel Macs, your time is almost up, but you won't be forgotten. Apple just introduced a major upgrade to Spotlight Search on Mac, and it's hard not to see the similarities to third party tools like Raycast and Launchbar. With the new Spotlight, you can now run actions, access menu items from active windows, and create custom string commands like typing to start a new reminder. It's also getting support for the Intents API, allowing developers to add app specific actions directly into Spotlight. These updates closely mirror what Raycast already offers, from suggested commands to quick actions like adding calendar events or creating folders. It's clear Apple is moving Spotlight beyond simple search and into territory already occupied by powerful productivity tools. One of the biggest changes at WWDC 2025 was Apple's new design language called Liquid Glass. It replaced the long-standing flat look introduced with iOS 7 and brings in more translucent, layered elements across the system. But while it looks modern, it's raising concerns about accessibility. The semi-opaque menus and layered visuals can make text harder to read, especially for users who rely on strong contrast to navigate their devices. Apple hasn't said much about how it plans to address those concerns, but for now, the new look might be more style than function for some. Apple is taking direct aim at Google Translate with its new live translation feature built into Messages and FaceTime. As part of the Apple Intelligence updates announced at WWDC 2025, this feature allows real-time translation during conversations, no separate app needed. Google has long dominated this space, but Apple bringing translation directly into its core apps could shift that balance. If it works smoothly, it could make third-party translation tools less necessary for many users. It's a big move. Now it just has to deliver. With iOS 26, Apple is expanding live activities in the Wallet app to include real-time flight tracking and status sharing. Users will now be able to see flight updates directly on their lock screen, making it easier to keep track of departures, delays, and arrivals. In addition, Apple Maps is gaining detailed airport navigation, including gate locations, security checkpoints, shops, baggage claims, and more. These updates closely mirror what apps like Flighty already offer, an app that even won an Apple Design Award in the past. Apple's new features may simplify travel for many, but they also overlap heavily with existing third party solutions. Apple is bringing deeper AI integration to Xcode 26, starting with ChatGPT as the default assistant for developers. Along with that, Apple's also allowing developers to connect other AI models using API keys, opening up more flexibility for custom workflows. This move closely parallels what third party tools like Alex for Xcode have already been offering, tools that support code search, bug fixes, terminal commands, and even local model integration. By building these capabilities directly into Xcode, Apple is positioning its own tools as a default solution, potentially reducing the need for external AI assistance. Apple is making a major shift in how multitasking works on iPads. With the latest iPad OS update, users can now open apps in separate, movable windows, similar to how it works on macOS. This new windowing system lets you minimize, close, and freely arrange apps on the screen, making the iPad feel more like a traditional computer. As a result, Apple seems to be moving away from Stage Manager, the multitasking feature introduced back in 2019, never quite gained traction. With these changes, Stage Manager is being quietly pushed aside, marking a big step forward for productivity on iPads. Apple is introducing a new feature in watchOS 26 called Workout Buddy, designed to enhance fitness tracking using Apple Intelligence. It analyzes your health and activity data from the Apple Watch to offer personalized insights and motivational feedback during your workouts. The goal is to create a more guided and adaptive fitness experience similar to what a personal trainer might provide, but powered by AI. While it may not fully replace the human touch, it's a step toward making advanced fitness support more accessible to users. Apple is introducing a new feature in the iPad called Local Capture, allowing users to record video directly from any video calling app and share those recordings with others. This is especially useful for creators and podcasters who want to capture high quality conversations without relying on third party tools. Apps like Riverside have offered similar capabilities for years, along with a full editing suite for post production. While Apple's new feature brings convenience, it's still unclear how advanced its editing tools will be compared to existing platforms focused on podcasting. With the release of watchOS 26, Apple has officially added the Notes app to the Apple Watch. This means users can now view, create, and manage notes directly from their wrist using a native app solution. The update quietly replaces the need for many third party note taking apps that have filled the gap for years. By integrating Notes into watchOS, Apple is streamlining its ecosystem while potentially phasing out several smaller apps that offered similar features. iOS 26 introduces a new feature called Call Assist, designed to manage calls from unknown numbers more efficiently. When a call comes in, Call Assist can quietly answer, ask for the caller's name and reason, and display that information so you can decide whether to accept or decline. You can also respond by typing questions without picking up the phone. This mirrors what apps like RoboKiller and Truecaller have offered for years, including tools for filtering spam and SMS protection. Apple's version brings this functionality directly into the operating system. With iOS 26, Apple is adding package tracking to the Wallet app using Apple Intelligence. It scans your email for shipping updates and summarizes the delivery status of your orders automatically. These features replace the need for many third party tracking apps that rely on manually entering tracking numbers. By integrating this directly into Wallet, Apple aims to simplify how users manage online orders across different services.
For more online news, just head on to our website www.onlinefuss.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates from OnlineFuss. And also check us on all social media platforms. Just check the description for more details.